time, so let's go ahead and jump in. The Renegades, they've always been somewhat of a dark horse, and now they face FaZe Clan. It's over to your casters.
Yes, thank you so much to Alexander Desk. We're getting ready here. Renegades and FaZe Clan, second match here of ESL 1 Cologne. And it's going to be Renegades starting on the T side with FaZe on the CT side. And actually, look at this play for Nico, all the way up top mid. They're also checking A ramp. They should know that it's coming B, but it doesn't matter. I don't think they can stop this. Neo is there, and yeah, they're rotating everyone over, but they might be a second too late. They should be a bomb plant. Oh, Neo, that's a good kill to start with. That's going to make a big difference. And now Rain snuck up on the bomb side. He's got the silencer ready. They're going to be, that's a great peek, but he somehow steals a kill. I can't believe it.
No, I mean, they were never going to stop them from getting into the site, but they could stop them from doing anything once they got there, and that's exactly what's happened. It's Liaz, and he's got nowhere to go. He's got no bullets, and he switches over. You're right, the information play up mid, the information play pushing down a ramp, and they knew exactly what was coming. Players get rotated in at the perfect moment. The opening kill from Neo. They got just enough production before Renegades is able to get out of the halls, and it just turns into a disaster.
I'll tell you what, though, if you write that plan down on a piece of paper and you say, okay, here's the plan, we're going to push top mid, we're going to say A ramp, and if they come B, it's fine, because we're like, if you do that, that's going to be like sort of a theory that you have, and then when you try it, it's almost never going to work out like it just did. Like that was amazing. Like that should, a lot of the time, it's going to, like, something is going to go wrong, right? Like someone's going to get flashed and the bomb will go down, you have to go into a long fight in a 2v2 at the end, and it's kind of like, this was as good as it could ever get, I think.
Well, if I know Yanko in the way that he kind of talks and thinks about Counter-Strike, those kind of pushes would be to find something, some kind of tell of what's actually coming. And even if a player goes down, you still have information. Look at this, though. Guardian, a risky position for a rifle for the M4. The smoke is going to clear. Jacob's looking in that direction, and Guardian doesn't see it. And now they've lost an M4. And Nico, he went for a very bold save. He's only got a USP. It almost feels like advantage towards FaZe Clan, and Nico's just distracting to allow Olaf to get into position. This should be a free kill, but it's not. Jacob does more, and he gets a third. That is just a one-man wrecking ball, and Jacob is going to turn this around for his team.
Yeah, Alex is promising us really nasty things happening, and I think that's what we're seeing right here. Jacob absolutely tearing FaZe apart in this round so far. Triple in the window. Especially the first kill was funny. I like those things, you know.
We see that battle happen so many times, and that's why risking an M4 in that position with just the gamble of the smoke fading. And
yeah.
it would seem like I mean, at least from our screen, it could be different on theirs, that he perhaps should have seen Jacob, but it wasn't to be. Rain trying to pull things back. It's just Neo. All off the back, opening 3 kills for Jacob, largely on his own in window room. What an amazing round from him. And that's got to be frustrating if you're FaZe. Very quickly, very early on in this game, experiencing frustration.
There's even, I mean, you talk about the risk in the window room. There's even a way in which you could get like double or triple naded. Like you're right. Like there are just a bunch of ways to potentially lose a gun in that window room. Neo saving the M4, at least trying to. Looks like he's going to be successful in doing that. So what a turnaround. I think if Renegades are going to want to try and win this map, those are the sort of things they need. Like right off the bat, that's not bad at all.
Well, that's the exact player you want to see with that kind of a round early on to get going. It is Jacob. I mean, if he hits that level, he's had such an amazing resurgence of his career. We've been talking about it for some time. It might just be, might just give it up and just say he's just an extremely good player at this point. But since he joined Renegades, he's been getting back to his old self.
Yeah, I really think the ceiling even for Jacob, I mean, it's even higher than this. He has got like that weird mechanical aim. But I think the problem is, and I know this only really from talking to Vendetta about it, but the problem of his career is that when he commits to playing, 8 hours of Counter-Strike a day, then he's that monster. But, sometimes he'll be like, I kind of don't really want to do it. And the results are different. We're going to see a bit of an A execute coming out behind the smoke as well. Rain down here on the low ground. And JKS will take him down. Guardian with an interesting position and actually works out against Azar. I wasn't really expecting it, but now they're going to be going for the bomb plant, and this is still a round for FaZe that they can definitely win. Nico with a big chance there. Guardian kind of glad that no-scope didn't work, and he's already picked up the scout. you want more?
Neo has to get involved here if they want to win this. The Desk talked about it. You need production out of him, and he's got the lone M4. Wasn't able to get anything done on the cross into the bomb site, and now here he's trying to spearhead this retake, buying a little bit of time for this flank, but it's the long flank. It's Olaf going through Palace, and there's just not enough time to wait for him. That's taken too long to come to fruition, so this round is over for FaZe. Renegades is going to win another one, but another M4 picked up. They can actually do kills. They can take guns away right at the end. There's still that scout. Guardian trying to land an incredible shot. That's a great job by Jake. He has to bait out the shots. He goes down anyways. But well done from him to avoid Guardian being able to pick up another M4. I don't think Rain here expected that last second JKS come into the flames, come into the Molotov. Nico as well got just enough tags onto that player in the bomb site to commit to that fight.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Nico didn't get the kill regardless.
He's probably surprised he didn't get the kill either.
Yeah. Still, good round out of Rain. Trying to, sorry, out of, who is that coming out of, is that JKS coming out of apartments? I guess it was, yeah. Not bad at all. With the UMP. 2 for 1, and the 4th round, got the M4, got the Scout, still not that exciting. Got the Zeus on Rain. Now that's exciting.
Oh, that flashbang is so brutal. Well played, and they even lined up for him. If he got a little lucky, might have been able to grab a double. He does some damage to soften him up for Guardian, but the initial peaks don't work right now with the Zeus, and he's been spotted. And he's hoping to bait them in. They have to know he's got the Zeus. An easy final kill, and Renegade's off to a good start.
Yeah, off to a very good start. Obviously, broad disappointment in the fact that the taser wasn't put into play. We do like it. But now is the chance, I think, for FaZe to start to bring it back here. Pick up the AWP on that CT side. And that's going to be on Guardian, obviously. Nico on 0 kills. Don't get to see that very often. It's pretty early on, so I wouldn't be too panicked about it. But obviously, he is going to be one of the pieces that they need to put into play. As a kind of taking top mid alone. That's risky, especially when you know they're going to have rifles. But if he's successful here in keeping a couple of people in, that will leave Neo alone in the B-bomb side. I don't even think Olaf can necessarily help out that much. He might just run into a smoke and a couple of flashbangs here. So yeah, it's going to be really quick here for Neo. Smoke, they're not going to respect that. They're already down on the low ground. That's an important kill. Taking down Jacob and a great follow-up. And yeah, we talked about Neo getting put into play. That is the kind of defense that was much needed.
No, he's not the biggest impact player, obviously, at this point in his career, but he's still a very smart, very wily veteran, and you can see flashbang to prevent. He just drops it on the ground to prevent anyone from wrapping around that pillar and attacking him. Well, he takes an awkward angle for the Renegades players trying to get into the site. And now, they just need to preserve players. Let your economy build up. Don't risk anyone with a jump like that. Let Gratisfaction come to you and commit. You have them boxed in. No reason to get impatient, and there's the final frag from Guardian. Really nice hold from Neo, and you can see, I mean, you talked about Olaf maybe getting blocked off on Catwalk, but because that hill is like, that hit is like a contact play, a very aggressive one, they don't even have the smoke set up for Catwalk, so he's actually able to come back and be involved in the action, and have his teammate in the site survive.
Which is great news. I mean, because otherwise they would have, I mean, Azza did a pretty good job top mid there to try and hold them and try and keep the attention towards middle. For a 4-man push towards B, I actually think that should have worked a lot better for Renegades. So maybe they come back to it later on. Rain aggressive at the ramp, behind the smoke, but mid-control in favor of Renegades. And with that kill especially, the Galil taking down Nico.
Getting a bit ahead of himself, throwing that smoke and thought it would be clear. A nice peek before it plumes. And that's the middle of the map taken away. Guardian is aggressive in upper B, and that might be the saving grace, although Lias could spot him if he falls back. It's all down to timing. But the fact that Guardian has this deep and aggressive angle, he's going to get a pick here, and he's able to survive and fall back. There's 3 players over at A, which means they can start getting aggressive, start shrinking this map. As Rain takes control deep down A ramp, but Azza is the one in window room looking for that flank, listening for information, and he's got the backstab.
Oh yeah, this is the big play, isn't it? But timing is everything. Guardian gonna put him on the smoke. That'll definitely be a little bit annoying. And now catching the wrong timing. He's still gonna get the kill. Could have been awful there if Neo had somehow taken him down, but now they're locked inside of the B bomb site. The bomb making its way through underpass towards that A bomb site, and Rain is still over on that ramp, and they have to cross out into the open on that bomb site. That grenade actually is going to be amazing. Lias and Gratisfaction taking a bit of damage. They do return some as well. Flick not going to connect, but still, again, out in the open here. Oh, nice Flick. Taking down Lias. That was Rain. No trouble at all.
He can be the saving grace. He needs to live and wait for his teammates to get over, but you can see they're nervous on this rotation. They have to kind of take their time and be cautious. Gratisfaction getting close up. Rain doesn't like that fight. Close angle. Here's the footstep. There's the peek. Gratisfaction turns his back. He presents it to him, and Rain takes advantage. And now Ozza comes in with a late backstab towards CT spawn. He's been biding his time this whole round, and he needs to go quick.
Yep, already on the defuse here. They do not have a kit on it, so he's got a lot of time, but he's guessing the wrong angle. He has to reload in the middle of still a couple of seconds left. He has to go for it again, and he's going to get it. Oh, God, last couple of seconds there.
No kit, he's got to run. There's no chance, and Ozza's done it. The reload even coming in, and that had to be a really butt-clutching moment for him, but he pulls it off somehow.
Neither player had a kit, so that first kill was all they needed. And as a... I was wondering, like, why is he just tapping away and then he had to reload? If they had a kit, that would have been the round.
Would have been over.
Very, very close, but a good job nonetheless. This is great. By the way, I think the desk was talking about, you know, Yanko and Casada's, you know, sort of former teammates, you know, all that. We've got Jacob and Rain on opposite sides too.
That's saying. A good point. That's a really cool little duel that we have between a couple players in each one of these teams. I think it's kind of interesting to watch. I mean, both of these teams are in a very similar position, it feels, where they're trying to like find some of the old magic that they've had in the past. And for FaZe, that's been a very long story that we've been following and keeping track of. It's been some time as these players have tried to kind of get back to their peak.
Yes.
For Renegades, I mean, obviously spending a lot of the early portion of this year, visa issues for Gratisfaction, when they had that run of events in the States that he couldn't attend. They played with Smooya for a number of months through Pro League regular season.
Indeed. Visa issues, you really don't like those. Out of all the things that could go wrong for a team, that one is going to be high up on the list of frustration. Round number 7, though. And Renegades, they're still playing a really good first half, and FaZe seem to be a bit cold out the gate. You know, kind of a little bit rusty maybe. Not really feeling it early on here. They have Molotovs for that sandwich, or get right position if you prefer. So that could be a good way to clear that out. Although there are a lot of places to Molotov on the bomb site. It's not like you're 100% going to do it.
Well, if you want FaZe to have a good defense, they have the perfect setup for it. 3 players inside of this A bomb site. Renegades throwing out some utility, but not committing. Still 3 smokes to work with if they want to go elsewhere on the map. This might turn into a fake. Ozza and Lias. So 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs, and a Molotov. And you have to imagine they're going to commit at least 1 body. Probably Ozza with this UMP. And Renegades have a couple options. This can be a fake to the B bomb site. They can actually go up middle, and actually this is going to turn into a play up catwalk. They've taken all the attention away from window and connector. Everyone peering towards A where there's that wall of smokes. Meanwhile, Renegades slipping up catwalk. Guardian almost picked off because of it, and Neo's going to have another tough round.
Yeah, absolutely will. This is actually quite the next level play for Renegades. I wasn't expecting this kind of a tactical depth out of them, but this could be really fun. Still, they got to think about what they're doing now. 20 seconds left. I'm not sure why they called the reverse on this, but it might actually work out. There's almost 4 people in B. Nico here alone, and he's going to get taken down. I have no idea how they've done this.
That's got to be so frustrating. I cannot believe they called that back, and look how good it looks. Rain is going to have to back away. 3 quick kills as FaZe just gets pulled across the map every which way. That's round done. They never had the information.
This is the infamous triple fake, isn't it? It's back again. They throw early smokes to A, then they wait. Then they throw a second set of delayed smokes, which are then, that second set is the fake to run B.
Get up catwalk.
And then you show yourself a middle run catwalk, you start to make a little bit of noise, and then you say, oh, actually, we're going back to A anyway. Like, I don't know what that is, but that's hard to read.
Well, it's what happens when you control the middle of the map so convincingly. What a way to exploit that from Renegades. You have complete control of mid, you have control of catwalk, and you're able to just traverse between the bomb sites so quickly. It doesn't help. I mean, Neo did jump up and try and spot into B halls and saw absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Yanko's not looking happy.
No, he looks stressed. 2-5 in the favor of Renegades, and FaZe doesn't even have anything to fight with. They got the Zeus on Olaf, and they've got an AWP on Guardian.
That was round number 7, that last one. I'm going to go back and look at that round a number of times. I think that was wild. Olaf now with the Zeus in hand. JKS on the other side. We love the sound. We need the sound, Moses. Just cheer everybody up.
That would make everyone happy. We'll see if it comes in. JKS and Aza waiting for their time to pounce. There's the Molotov, gonna force Olaf back. And they'll hear the tick of the flames. Goes underneath, good peek from Rain, but he can't fall back. He's got the information though, which is something they haven't had in the past, although Olaf, that's a bit too far, that's a bit too long range, but he was really restricted in where he could have gone with that.
Yeah, you could tell it's hard to find an opening flank for Neo with a USP. It's not impossible that he could do something, but I feel like he needs a little bit of help from a teammate. Someone to make a bit of noise and just draw someone's attention away. Doesn't seem like anyone is looking for him at the moment. This could get interesting. Creeping in very close now, sneaking down the ladder, and he's going to get the kill, turning around for it. Nearly the double. Azir instead with a quad kill to save that round, but that could have spiraled out of control. That's now 6-2 in favor of Renegades, and it is just looking... It's looking so good for them right now.
It really is. They're in complete control. Guardian's here with the AWP that whole time, and that was the person you'd probably think would be the one to give you some of that distraction that Neo needed, and it just didn't come in. Wasn't aggressive enough to pull anything away, not able to find any picks. And already early on, before round 10, FaZe is in a very deep hole.
Nico on 1 kill. I don't think I've seen that almost ever. Maybe like 1 game.
He's in some really like weird positions. That fake that came back towards the A bomb site, and he's stuck up on the balcony. Like it's just a very tough angle to deal with on the defense. But certainly like to see him get involved. Now he's pushed in towards underpass. He can actually come up behind this and realize it's a fake. He's gonna hear these footsteps falling back. He's gonna call it out that this is a fake. He's able to get that kill, his second one, but he takes so much damage. Now Rain surely has to know that he's got a lot of pressure applied to him.
Yeah, but especially 4 versus 5, that I would have said. It's fine, just, you know, do the retake in that case. Good shot there for Guardian to take down Gratisfaction as they're waiting in the middle. And he will take down Olofmeister, no problem. Still a 3-on-3 with a pretty heavy health advantage favoring Renegades. Although it doesn't really matter with the AWP still in play. Guardian and then Neo with the follow-up. And it seems like finally FaZe have found something that works.
Oh, nice shot from Guardian. Well, what works is a triple kill from your star Opper. That's a really nice defense from Guardian, especially considering Rain gets picked off by Gratisfaction. He was boxed in that whole time, and he wanders into the crosshairs. But, I mean, you can see there's not a single bit of relief on the FaZe faces. They have such a long way to go to get back into this game. Nice pick from Guardian. No smokes up in the choke points for the Renegades, guys. And that turns this bomb site into a playground for an Alper such as Guardian. 3rd round for FaZe. Still lagging behind Renegades quite a bit.
At least Renegades are low on money, but they're going to win the fight in the middle. There's Jacob taking down Nico. And that actually gives them an M4 that they needed. So
it's got to be frustrating. That's a designed flashbang as well. I don't think anyone on the Renegade side was actually blinded by it.
Yeah, might need to. It'll be fun to see the replay and see what happened to that. Did it go short? Because then you've really baited out your teammate, haven't you? Round number 10 here, and an early man lead for Renegades. Hiding inside the bomb site is Rain in that corner. How do you stay alive in there if there's no backup?
He's got a teammate coming over. He's got Guardian once again, although I don't know if they'll get lucky enough to have him with no smokes in his face another time, and actually they will. His smoke wall goes up towards stairs and towards jungle, so Guardian, the chance to get aggressive, misses a shot. Flashbang forced Jacob away. That baits him right into Rain. He can only get 1, and JKS took out Guardian immediately, and even though Olaf is here, he can stop the plant. There's 40 seconds of the clock, and he needs to stay alive, but he's gonna do one better. He's gonna win that fight against JKS, and into a 2-on-2 we go.
That is a huge play for Olaf, and now Can he do it again? Trying to spam through the box a little bit. He's actually getting tagged up. He almost got that one. Molotov in the corner might just do it against Jacob. He's so low on health, but instead it's Neo coming in with a hero's save there to take out at least one player. And now Azza, and he's been having a great game so far. He's got the health advantage. He's going to take down Olof, and that will be the double to seal the round. Renegades. This is what a shocking start.
Especially, I mean, that round's so good from Renegades considering the defense that FaZe was able to get up into that A bomb site. That is a beautiful way to attack the site. The fact that you have Guardian there as a distraction over at triple boxes, Rain underneath the balcony. They get the first kill, and then nothing works in their favor from there. The re-peaks coming out from FaZe get demolished. And Renegades find everything they could want. Nice 1 versus 2 from Alza as well. 7-3, and just back to a really low buy for the FaZe guys. Look how desperate Guardian, setting in the flames for quite some time, just trying to make anything possible happen.
Yeah, with the scout as well, just hoping.
They're feeling the pressure already. This is a team that just talked their exit from Pro League in France so short a time ago. They mentioned the match that eliminated them was maybe the worst they'd played, they said, since Neo joined the roster. Had to be frustrating. Good shots from Rain, but how much more can he realistically do?
Well, Nico hitting one as well. I don't know how this round has ended up this way. Rain, one more headshot just might have done it, but again, that is asking a lot. Now it's on Nico, and he's got that AK-47. They're very low on health, and the bomb is only just gone down, so there is a bit of time now. The perfect scenario for Nico here, if somebody sort of just walks into his crosshair so you can get that 1 versus 1. The problem is if he has to spend the next 10 seconds even looking for, you know, where they are, that's going to be too much time spent already. And you see that is kind of how things are unfolding. He's creeping up. He's no idea where they are. That's going to be the first one. And yeah, now he sort of has to just run and check it. And I think this is playing the right way. No kit, so tapping the bomb, and I think it might already be too far. Lias running in here, but yeah, Nico has to back on out. And actually, he's going to get caught. No head armor, so that UMP takes him down pretty quickly. And Renegades, close call.
He did everything he could. I liked the way he played that 1 versus 2, Nico. I mean, you get in early with the bomb timer, you're up on catwalk, and you don't spend any time waiting for a mistake. You go and try and find the action yourself. Make that a realistic opportunity for a clutch, and all of that provided by Rain. 2 nice shots with the Deagle. Even bailed out, I believe Nico from Connector grabbed 1 more on catwalk to help kind of take some pressure off him, but it is just too much to deal with if you were Rain. 8-3 in the favor of Renegades. Olof with the op, not able to land the shot. Jacob wants to pick up the pace, and that flashbang is going to slow him down, but he's still got positioning. And look at the guys in Connector. They don't realize it. Guardian still peering towards top mid. Nico looking below. Jacob could really destroy this setup if the timing is just a little bit in his favor.
That smoke's going to go away, though, and that makes it really uncomfortable. He almost gets Nico anyway. And he was alone in middle this whole time. Again, that is kind of unlikely.
He like solo took control of middle in a way that no one from FaZe realized it, and then he wasn't in a whole lot of danger inside of that smoke, despite the fact that Olof was on catwalk, despite the fact there were 2 players in Connector. And now once the smoke's clear, all of Renegades come and join up with him. So complete mid control for the T side.
Still with a couple of good smokes there and a couple of Molotovs too. Nice grenade on Jacob, thrown over from catwalk. That must have been Neo, I guess. Down to 45 seconds, and I don't know. The defense here could definitely still work out for FaZe. They're really far back on the map, so they don't have a lot of information, but Nico and Olof Meister, both with AWPs, not Guardian. We'll see. There comes the initial setup. Smoking towards that window. Look at the time that's left as they go toward that B-bomb site. Back again. They have so much control, Renegades, and these late round calls so far have been really successful, though. Neo at the back of the line, but there's a lot of people at this bomb site. Olof going to be one of them to take down Gratisfaction. Jacob will pick up a single kill there, but still trying to see if they can make it onto the site with 8 seconds left. The bomb is so far away, and they just can't make it in. There were a lot of people here in the beginning already for FaZe, so if that defense hadn't worked, I don't know, that would have been kind of brutal.
That would have been extremely brutal if that didn't work with that kind of time, especially when you consider last time something like that occurred, that was the triple fake that Renegades went right back towards the A bomb site. But this time the bomb falls at range, they commit to the B site, and there's enough bodies there to hold it off, especially the AWPs. Good shot from Olof, and he takes so much damage just surviving And that's the benefit of having the right reading, have the right rotations, as Olaf is able to pretty much allow his teammates to take attention away from him before going in for the next kill.
Now,
It just feels like it's not enough, though.
yeah, I mean, it's...
Like, no matter what happens in this half, Renegades have a very nice T-side.
They do, and I think that actually, ironically, might be the only thing that could kind of backfire a little bit on them, is if they sort of get a little bit too hyped about their own early performance. Because if this finishes 8-7, and FaZe, let's say, win the pistol on the second half, then it's entirely possible that these bounce all the way back. So I would say, I'm actually kind of glad that Renegades are taking this time out right now. I want them to really keep the focus, because...
Well, they also have a low buy.
Yeah.
They also are going to have, you know, the situation where they're going to force into this, just see what they can get. So obviously, take a timeout and discuss exactly what you want to do with this kind of investment. Have to that was planned very quickly. We've seen them win a decent amount of rounds like this in the past on this map. They kind of, I mean, very big fans of Mirage, obviously, very good on this map. Although they're going to be going up against Rain and Nico inside of the A bomb site. Only one smoke between them. No flashbangs, no HEs, no Molotovs to block off choke points. They're going to be isolated by the utility. This is a well-constructed round from Renegades, but that's a huge pick from Nico.
Yes, it is. Oh, nice shot. That was the Galil out of Jacob, and at least Nico managed to make his escape. Otherwise, he would have got run down, I think, up on the box. He's going to take that kill. Sneaky. Oh, that was almost a double. Nico absolutely shutting them down in this one. And Gratisfaction, no way out of that. Triple for Nico. And this is the real fear, isn't it? If you're on Renegades, the one thing you really don't want to see happen is Nico starting to wake up.
Yeah, you were loving life when he was only on one kill, weren't you? Now it's like, oh God, here we go. Good find out of JKS, and this is the one, even tagging the planter through Liaz. So FaZe starting to build into this. Now 2 rounds in a row, the first time they've been able to string rounds together this entire half, as you can see up there. It has been a real nightmare solidifying this defense. 5-8. They should get easier, though. They should be able to have around, you know, pistols. You can see there's no armor on any of the Renegades guys. There are deagles, which is a dangerous element, obviously.
Rain, not afraid at all of that fight. And Grenade trying to chase him back. He's going to keep going. Seems a bit aggressive, but they've won some of the early fights here. It'll probably make them a lot more confident in the rest of it. I've got to say, just the first half here for Renegade so far, I'm just thankful that they've been showing us some really creative Counter-Strike on the Mirage is one of those really criticized maps where we're like, oh, nothing new ever happens and all the rest of it. Like, Renegades have shown us a lot of things here, and a couple of headshots to follow it up, at least making it expensive, although we are leading into the 15th round, so might not have as big of an impact. Lias, 1 versus 3.
Yeah, the economy... Oh God, that is
dear.
beautiful. If he gets one more, that'd be huge, but you're right. The economy, not the biggest factor, though. Nico on 50, actually, this could be the difference between one player just having very little to fight with on the FaZe side of things. There's no chance for a victory, really, unless he can get both of these stunning headshots. Bomb is so far away, it's got to be kills. And Rain just waiting for him to commit into the open. As you can see, not that X-State. He didn't get that last kill, therefore it's going to be solid across the board. Weapon can be dropped over to Nico, who's going to have armor and full sets of utility as well. One more kill, and they might have had just a bit of an easier time.
That would have helped them out a little bit, I think, yeah. Some grenades probably would have been missing there if that had been the case. Well, here we go. Round number 15, 8-6. I absolutely agree. It's still a great first half score for Renegades. I'm not sure it's enough, though. That's my real fear.
We'll see when this FaZe side gets onto the offense. Nico can keep up some of this momentum he's found on the latter stages of this first half. Olaf looking for one pick. The jump misses the shot. Nate is going to do a good amount of damage, but again, mid control going to Renegades.
Well, they're doing that boost towards the window, and in fact, look at how quickly, how slow they've been. This is so fast. 1 minute and 20 seconds, and Azza has infiltrated the back line here with the B bomb side. This could be just a knockout blow. There's no way that Oliver's going to be expecting this. No one can see this coming, surely. Actually, he's looking for it. Oh, wow. That's kind of crazy. Now the timing, he's just walked past Azza, who's now all the way behind him, checking it out. Yeah, might just want to get the kill before anything goes off the rails here, and that's going to be a big opening. That's some next level play.
It's both AWPs as well, which makes it really tough to kind of recover. Olaf got the idea in his head just too late. I have to imagine, oh, look at Neo. He's trying to make a play. Here's the footsteps, and Jacob and Azza have a nice crossfire setup, and that's going to be the round. You have to, when you go up against Renegades on this map, and if you're FaZe, you have to be prepared for that window boost. Renegades love it, and you can see why. They pull it out at a perfect timing in this game to get them their 9th round of the half. A solid lead coming out of the offense on Mirage. We'll see if FaZe can match it when we return from the break.
Understand you can't hurt me. Understand you can't hurt me. I got the army with me like Xerxes. Understand you can't hurt me. I got a couple thickies chilling in my room, shaking it like a twerk scene.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Second half coming up between Renegades and FaZe. And honestly, what seemed like it should have been a straightforward game for FaZe. Nice, easy opening. They're such a star-studded team. It should be no problem at all. And it's turned out quite the opposite. And it's, I mean, honestly, never mind the fact that Renegades looked like they had pretty good aim. Jacob definitely with some impressive rounds. All the rest of it, it was looking good. I loved all of the calls that were happening on that side. Like, that was like a real pleasure. That was one of the sort of Counter-Strike art that we were seeing in that first half for Renegades.
Well, you saw the interview leading into this event from JKS saying there's no reason why we can't get back to where we were. And the reason he said that is obviously those are the most impressive things we saw of Renegades at the Major, when they looked so good. When it was like, oh my God, they're finally making this work. The calls were phenomenal. Some very creative setups and ways to attack certain parts of the map. And then losing Gratisfaction for that long, and they felt that really took the wind out of their sails. They talked about it a lot during Pro League, that they just did not feel the same. They did not feel like they could prepare and prep adequately to be able to contend with the world's best. And so there are some question marks. How fast was it going to take to reintegrate Gratisfaction? And at least against FaZe, it's looking good very early.
Lias, oh, the flashbang and the Glock set up there now. Azza has to come up big, and to be honest, he's been playing really well. But again, once the Glock gets up close, things tend to turn out pretty badly for you. Now 5 versus 3 with the bomb down 2. It looks like FaZe might have found a round that they really desperately needed here. They're not going to do anything
Yeah, I was going to say, hold the phone. You never know. There's still a chance, but certainly here, this is FaZe taking no chances whatsoever. They are just sitting back. They're not going to give up any kills. And Renegades just have to give it up. Gratisfaction's got a decent amount of utility. He wants to carry the next round. JKS and Jacob want that free upgrade for their armor. That is a great drive-by.
Okay.
Even preserving the armor as well. So Renegades looking for a pretty strong second round buy. Now remember, this is going to be both pistols won by FaZe, but in the first half, they lost the second round.
Yeah, they did, and that was sort of the first indication.
Oh, that
Gratisfaction.
hurts. That one really hurts.
Could have probably backed up into the corner. I think he wasn't prepared. 7-9. You're right. They did steal the other round, and in this one, Az has already picked up a CC. There's a Deagle as well on Jacob. Another 1-2 being so. They're starting to stack up on a couple of different guns here.
14 kills from Rain to lead FaZe, and 15 on Alza to lead Renegades. Gratisfaction spamming some of that Deagle. He would have loved to have kept the nades, the utility in that previous round. Trying to save up what he can, $1,000 in the bank for that AWP as soon as possible.
FaZe being very careful early on here. They threw that smoke towards the window from T-spawn. Now they're going to be rushing up a little bit quicker this time through the catwalk, and they could have connected with the B push. It seems like they're just going to slow it down a little bit. Lia's here. Oh, this is a perfect position, but he's not going to be able to get it. Nico on the other side jumping with the UMP. That could have been definitely a double kill with a Deagle. That's a nice tap away from Azza. His aim is so on point right now.
Yeah, and actually good damage with the CZ as well. And Smoke doesn't quite make it out of the window, but he's got so much damage. A dink onto Rain, and there's another scout follow-up. And I think Renegades, I think they're basically saying, let's not get lured in by this. Let's not get sucked in by these kills and try and make this retake happen. Let's save these weapons for the next fight. Let's surround them. Make sure that FaZe cannot get away with these weapons. Let's find victory even in a loss, and they're doing it. The scout at long range through CT spawn is going to protect for an exit through market. And Renegades has circled around in towards B halls. They've got Gratisfaction watching catwalk as well. If you're Guardian and Neo, it really feels at this point like you're just going to lose these weapons.
Jacob here with the Deagle. They are trying to see if they can hide in that couch corner, and seems like that might be possible. Now they're going to try and hunt them down. You're absolutely right. They just want to take away absolutely everything. They only saved the AK-47 in that one.
Sick.
Wow.
What a god.
The fact that he gets that, like, drive-by shot, I mean, even for the smoke the first time around with the CC.
Well, that one, yeah, that scout shot through the smoke, it obviously looks awesome. But the reason he's taking that shot is because I believe it was Alza with the CZ who's just like, I dinked him. I dinked him spamming through the smoke, and JKS just goes for a lucky one, and why not? Why the hell not?
Okay.
AK's on board, but look at the money behind this purchase. Renegades have done everything right in that previous round, and even though it's a low percentage chance to win this, the economy comes into effect in the next round.
Good timing there. Jacob with a Deagle. Trying to see if he could maybe upset the situation. It's not going to happen. Nico will find him. He's left on 10 health, but it's still a critical kill. Backup coming now from Azza, but he only has the USP. And they're all smoked off on that side. A lot of damage here on FaZe. So, got to be a bit careful. Again, through the smoke, and Olofmeister now up on the high ground. He's the only one with any kind of health to try and take an extended fight. Once again, the problem is, I mean, kind of like last round, Renegades can't actually know how much damage they've been doing a lot of this time, so I don't know if it would make a big difference, but sometimes it's nice to know that 2 or 3 people are low on health, and if you shoot them through smoke, you might just have no idea.
Olof's actually put himself in a really tough spot. Same with Neo. They have to evacuate this way. It's too late in the bomb timer to go elsewhere, but look at all these Renegades players. They're going to get aggressive. There's the drop down. Both players in the open. They're going to get both those AK-47s. Rifles for free. A small miscue from FaZe at the end. Escape route not established, and they give away 2 free AK-47s. That is such an economic benefit for Renegades, especially considering how much damage, how little is built up in those 2 wins from FaZe. Those 2 rounds from Renegades are really, really cool. Rounds 2 and 3 here.
Yeah, I mean, if you are going to be losing rounds, then this is sort of the maximally effective way of doing it.
Like, if you're an ultra Counter-Strike nerd, like, those 2 rounds should be things of beauty to you.
I feel like this whole game so far, Renegades has been like, you know, the Counter-Strike nerds game. It's really enjoyable. Ooh, Gratisfaction taking down Nico, and that was a pretty standard peak. The follow-up, though, as well, is even better in taking down Rain. They wanted to see if they could punish it, and they absolutely get shut down. And the thing is, for FaZe, because of all the nerdy stuff we were talking about in the last couple of rounds, they actually can't afford to lose this round. They seriously cannot afford to lose this. This would be probably 11 for Renegades if that happens, and then they're well on their way.
I just don't know how you come back into this if you're FaZe. You've got one smoke. That's picked up on Olaf. But there's no teamwork. There's no tradability here, really. Maybe the two players in Palace and Ramp, but they're going to be taking different fights, and Neo's been spotted out. So a three-pronged attack from FaZe, one connector, one A ramp, and one Palace, and they absolutely have to hit their shots as soon as they're presented.
Yeah, when you do a three-pronged attack like this and everyone is alone, yeah, it's just down to each individual member to try and see if they can pick it up. And Jacob already getting one. JKS shooting Guardian in the back. And Olaf not going to get a chance either. So a flawless round out of Renegades to put themselves on 10 rounds. I was nothing about this I was expecting. This is so cool.
This is an amazing sequence from Gratisfaction. He gets the first shot. Nico turns the corner. Smoke hasn't popped just yet. And then he dodges every single flashbang that's in the sky from FaZe and goes back for more.
And even threw one out himself.
Yeah.
So
what a beast. What a beast. And in that victory, Renegades not even reacting whatsoever. They've crippled FaZe early. I mean, they did it in the second round of the first half. And on the benefit of the second and third, the effectiveness they had, even in losses of taking weapons away from FaZe, they've crippled them early on here in this half as well.
Yeah, what a way to get started here on the first day. Our first match was, well, that was quite a comeback for Na'Vi, wasn't it? To steal it back, and especially the last 2 versus 4. I can't even believe that.
It really felt like highway robbery.
Yeah, it did. And now we're seeing Renegades really throw us for a loop. Standard smokes towards the middle, and it'll be fun to see if FaZe can. I mean, this should be theoretically, it should be one of the luxuries of having this many stars on the team, is that maybe one of them could just get you a freak round, you know, a couple of great headshots, and maybe you're back in it a little bit more. Azza, though, been kind of a superstar in his own right so far in this game. He's going to get traded pretty quickly, and now Leas feeling very uncomfortable in the back, but actually confidence grows a bit as Gratisfaction is going to be taking out Guardian. I think he was in the back there by the car, and Olaf can't do much here. Gratisfaction, another couple of good AWP shots, and that will be 11-9.
What scares me most about what we're seeing from FaZe early on this T side, I mean, it's still only 5 rounds in, but I feel like I've seen Nico go for like the early, he's part of like the entry duty, right?
Yeah.
And he's such a skilled player and such a hard carry. He's had such an incredible start to the year in terms of how good he's played. Like, put him in a simple position. Put him as like the third or fourth guy to come in. Let him like paint a picture in his head. He is the guy who can carry you through maps.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen that so many times. It is hard to argue against.
You want to get him in open spaces. He's so good at reading the game, so good at reading what comes next. And when you set him in first, he doesn't really have a chance to necessarily react and get the multi-kills we know he can do. That crisp aim, it's a little bit different of a style when you have to be the guy coming through a smoke or dodging a flashbang and turning and reacting to something in a split second. Nico is just so much more effective, in my opinion, when he has a feel for what the map is going to look like, when he's got the communication of his teammates, when there's been some battles and some shots exchanged, and you can kind of put together where the defenders are.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I think we're seeing sort of an existence level timeout here, aren't we?
Yes, and it's needed. Just very much needed.
Rough kind of conversation with the boys, saying, "Listen, this is
it's not working out.
There's a real problem here that we're facing. You know, don't really want to end up in the lower bracket. Just stay away from that."
I mean, that was the big conversation in the pre-show. On the desk was the lower portion of this bracket: Renegades, FaZe, Furia, NRG. You don't want to play any of those teams in a
No.
in the lower bracket best of 3 for elimination. Oh dear! If he transferred that back up to Rain, that would have been something spectacular. Good kill from Nico. Only the Glock though, and no chance to build upon it. 12-9. And Renegades, not a commanding lead, but it feels pretty solid on this defensive half.
Yeah, it feels like we're on Renegade side, we're watching a team that knows more or less exactly what they're doing. and FaZe look like a team that are having to try and figure it out along the way. Yeah, I mean, he almost did. That is actually some next level transfer. One thing is transferring from one target to another, but then back again to a third one. That doesn't happen that often. Now, Renegades with a passive defense so far, but this time they're going to go aggressive, and that could be great or it could be really bad. They're going to be pushing that smoke in towards the spawn. If they had respected that smoke on the A ramp, that would have been really, really bad for FaZe, because then they would have been had more backup here. But now instead, Nico charging forward, gets the first, now the follow-up as well. And the Neo getting one in there in the smoke. Still, the bomb is down, and it's a 2-on-3. Man, I think the decision to not stop for that smoke on the ramp was everything for them there.
Well, the reason they probably did that is because of the pressure from mid, but here we are, 2-on-3 retake. Aza and Gratisfaction looking for that one kill. Molotov gonna burn Guardian. It's spreading now, burning a little bit more, but he's being very cautious, staying within cover. And I think they have to fall back, Renegades. I don't know if they're gonna want to go for this. Nade comes in, flashbangs Molotov. Nico's got one, and Aza, he's committed. He's gonna go down as well. 4 kills for Nico. Great job getting aggressive on stairs and then falling back to ramp. A 10th round for FaZe, and that would be the question to ask them. Is that, were you calling a contact player? Are you going through that no matter what, or you decide to pick up the pace because you know the pressure in middle? That was pretty telegraphed pressure in mid from Renegades, throwing the deep Molotov, throwing the deep smoke. Your player at top mid tells you exactly what's happening, and you make a great response off that.
Yeah, I would guess you're right about that last part. I think that's probably how it works. And for JKS' point of view, that really sucks, right? Because he's he's putting down that smoke, and he just knows immediately, oh no, like...
It's a flashbang, and then he knows it's all over.
Yeah, they're going to be showing
That A bomb site anchor is such a tough position when you have an aggressive mid call.
I don't know about that. You get flashed off the angle.
Don't go back for it.
Yeah. It's like with fireworks, right? You know, just leave it alone if it doesn't go off. Don't want to go back.
Yeah, that's a rule to live by. Imagine there'd be a pop flash in for Connector if Rain wanted to peek it. Here it comes. Rain gonna dodge, turn the corner, clears the angle, gets the headshot. He's brought down to 9, but he's done his job. A 5-on-3 now in the favor of FaZe, and Liaz presenting an opportunity. 5-on-2 in the favor of FaZe, and now this T side is coming alive.
Yes, it really is. Aza, though, in a good corner. The bomb doesn't really matter at that point, but still, at least it is a 2-on-4. They have a little bit of health.
FaZe has taken over the B bomb site. Olaf just kind of went in all on his own, went for a stroll. He's found a clear site. Now FaZe is just figuring out how to properly and safely get the bomb back to that bomb site.
Oh, and making a bit of noise there. That might actually draw Aza into range crosshair, because he heard that running back for sure. And he's going to get taken out by Guardian instead. I don't think he would have checked for Rain either. Seems unlikely when you've already heard the guy escaping with the bomb, so...
They've done it, FaZe.
They have done it.
They've taken the money away. It's going to be decent. I mean, JKS, if he survives this, can drop one over, and they might actually be convinced into a force buy, but now FaZe finally on offense, coming alive. Double kill for Guardian so far into this round. Great entries, though, from FaZe. Rain clearing out Connector was beautiful. The mistake from Gratisfaction to go back for that peak.
And if they could even save some money here, FaZe, if they could avoid losing too many rifles, that would also, I think, help them out a little bit. This kind of goes a little bit back to Renegades in that previous round where there was like 2-on-3 and you said maybe they should save and they didn't. I mean, right now, they would have liked that money. That would have actually given them, I think, maybe another buy or maybe a half buy or something like that. Now, instead, it is looking a little bit tricky. 12 to 11, and FaZe really started to catch up now.
Money is not pretty for Renegades as a timeout is going to get called. JKS has the most at 4,100, and everyone else is, you kind of have to save here. You got one round to play with before FaZe equalize things, even things up at 12. This might be a half investment. Deagle's P250 light armor. But regardless, an obstacle thrown in front of Renegades late in this game. $20 kills on Aza now, 19 on Jacob. JKS with 17. On the other side of things, it's Nico with 17 frags, Guardian 16, and Rain with 15.
It feels like they they pushed this so close, Renegades. They've almost made this work, and if they can't really follow through, if they can't get to that finish line, that seems like it would be a little bit upsetting. Pistols, of course, this time, so hard to imagine how they're going to get much out of it. Smoke on Lies, I'm not sure what the purpose is. Curious to find out.
You never know when you could use a smoke.
Just improvise something.
Catch him into an awkward set piece towards the B bomb site, drop it in a choke point.
Now, if you would have had a diffuse kit, Mose, we never see that anymore. Nobody ever buys smoke diffuse to try and injure anything.
Yeah, every once in a while there's like some crazy ninja, and then like for like 2 months everyone's hyper aware of the possibility.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's been like a year or something, so...
I don't know. I don't think anyone's gonna forget Zipnik's in the 1 vs 5 ninja on Nuke.
No, that was especially egregious, wasn't it? That was...
Well, here's maybe that smoke coming into play. Unfortunately, what it's done here, it has put the Molotov out, but it's also given away his position. He's going to be forced by that Molotov into the open, where he does fall. So yes, desperate, and nothing comes from this. All tied up at 12-12. 2 kills for Rain in the round.
And that's good. Yeah, you're right. Even at the scoreline, Azza still at 20, Jacob at 19. I don't know. It just can't exactly even explain why. If it's Renegade that slowed down a bit, or if it is FaZe starting to really wake up. I mean, obviously Nico is up to 17, and if you consider the beginning that he had to this game, which was absolutely awful.
Like 1 kill, like 6 rounds in, or something like that. 7 rounds in.
Something like that, yeah. So him turning it around, obviously, that's going to make a big difference. And
well, you've also had things like, you know, Guardians provided you with a couple opening kills. Yeah. Not only Nico coming up, Rain's done a good job taking map control.
I feel like the other thing that they might be experiencing now is that if you're having trouble on the T side, you can take some of those timeouts and say, okay, let's figure out how we want to approach this next round. Whereas you're on the CT side, sometimes it feels like that's not necessarily an option you have, right? Like, it's more like, sure, you could try and do something like they just did with pushing top mid, or maybe, you know, they could even go for the double push into apartment or something like that. But a lot of the time, you are a little bit at the mercy of whatever the T side is trying to do, and you sort of have to wait around to some extent. So it'd be interesting to see how this is going to be playing out. They are still playing it pretty defensively on that CT side, but yeah, maybe double push into A-apps. I haven't seen that.
They wanted to get aggressive. It looked like Jacob and Lias wanted to get aggressive in connector.
Yeah.
That Molotov kept them at bay. They've switched the op over to the B bomb site since it hasn't been getting too much action. That's been spotted. Guardian ducking underneath, and now he's got a new angle. Gratisfaction picked off. Experience coming out on top. That's twice now Gratisfaction has been picked off by Guardian in 2 of the last gun rounds. First in window room when he lost the angle and went back for it. This time didn't even realize he'd lost the angle. Ozza's going to try and do something of his own, but it's, again, Olaf reading the play perfectly. And now, once again, just taking over the B bomb site for free, and Renegades can't fight for this. They can't even consider fighting for this.
No, absolutely not. Definitely need to save what they have here.
Look at Nico, excuse me. The hunt is already on. He realizes it's going to be a save.
He wants revenge, doesn't he, from that earlier first half? Not happy about any of it. And any gun that he takes away right now is huge. Look at the money that's left here on Renegades. Creeping in, and Nico winning that first fight. And now they're stuck in here. I mean, it's not impossible even that some of the players there in the middle could actually make it here to help out Nico.
He's going to try and find a one-way in the smoke, but he doesn't want to be the aggressor. Getting in position, he wants his teammates to cause a distraction. He's just waiting for them to come in from Palace. There's so much utility, so much distraction they can cause. Even if Nico gets blind, it doesn't matter. Smoke is clearing. We're not looking at him. There's Jake. He has to find him, and he's got another. And actually, this is pretty costly for FaZe, but they can afford these losses. Renegades can't. And Guardian now with the op has Jacob tagged. He's going to go back for more. Certainly you'd expect, but does not want to give the op over. Fair play.
Still worth it. I still think that's worth it. I mean,
Yes.
It is expensive, but even mentally for Renegades, who I think has still been playing a really impressive game, but it's never fun to lose 4 in a row like this. And when your economy starts to really break down,
It's when you can handle losing 4 in a row if your money's in a decent spot, but when it's like this, you just feel useless. You feel like any effort you're putting into it, it just doesn't really have a great chance of success when you're constantly fighting, 2-3 players with pistols. That's when you get sad.
Running out of money, living on, I don't know, like what, ramen noodles, all that stuff.
Yeah, college. You call that. No money, ramen.
Not in the socialist utopia that is Denmark, Moses. We get paid to go to college.
Yeah,
I don't know
that
what you're
must
talking
be
about.
nice. Must be real nice.
It's going to be leading into round number 26 here, and I don't know. The mood has really changed. I feel like I emotionally attached myself to this Renegade story, and now it's kind of bringing me down, Moses. I feel like they did so well. Where is it all gone? How did they get back on track?
No, they did. I mean, the first half was obviously really cool to watch from them. I thought, as I said, the second and third rounds of this half were played beautifully by them, and now just nothing seems to be panning out. Ever since that double kill from Gratisfaction on Catwalk with the AWP, everything's gone the way of FaZe. Guardian has provided some stellar openings in the past 2 gun rounds, both of them on Gratisfaction.
This feels like watching that fight from Game of Thrones between the Mountain and that guy with the spear. And he's, you're enjoying like all the style and all the like cool moves that he's got. And it's like, oh, this is great. Like he might actually, and then FaZe show up and they just have like, it's so unreasonable. Nico, Rain, Guardian, all just absolutely going off at the moment. That's what this feels like to me.
Renegades, just say my name.
They almost did it right. They had them wounded. Definitely looked like things were going well.
Nico just goes, Renegade.
JKS, somehow the fire was finally gets to him, but he still got the kill. That's not bad. They also have that M4 there on Jacob. Lias is down and Jacob with the flank. Yeah. Even if he got that kill on Guardian, once they know what that M4 is, that's going to be an issue. And Gratisfaction really not feeling safe.
Well, he also, that smoke's not going to make him feel safe either.
How's he alive?
I don't know. He somehow gets out of it despite the fact that there was a massive gap. You could have driven a semi through that.
Nico, really backing it here. Double kill in this round for him. Up to 20. She's, 21. Fair enough. I was going to say that's the same as Azza, Jacob, and JKS have. All of them. And now we're going to get into round number 27. FaZe at 14-12. This is them winning 5 rounds in a row, and Renegades kind of letting it slip a little bit.
Yeah, what an incredible, I guess comeback is the word. They were never too far behind, but I mean to have this kind of an offensive half.
Yeah.
Very impressive for a team that we had a lot of questions about, and we'll continue to have questions about tactically. Either way, sitting pretty right now. Guns are back out in the hands of the Renegades defense, though. Gratisfaction with the AWP. That's back at the ticket booth of the 8 bomb site. Plenty of utility being thrown on both sides of the map, which might confuse the communication. I think Jacob might have spotted one over the smoke, and he definitely sees the second one. That's Nico to go down. Rain wants to capitalize. And Smoke is going to protect the A defenders for the moment.
Even got that follow-up grenade on Rain, which always helps out. Doing a bit of damage to those T players to soften them up for the M4s in the game, which there are a lot of. Under a minute now, and they are starting to collapse on that B bomb side. Lias and Azza are inside. Azza, a bit of a slower second half. I mean, not necessarily his fault, but that B bomb side's been very hard for them to hold. And this would be a great round for him to have, a bit of a recall to the first half even. Lias is going to be looking to just get the one headshot. Azza will pick up the other one. There's a double kill for Azza, and I think that's all they needed. 30 seconds now. Guardian with the AWP going to make his way down to the low ground, but gets caught by Jacob. I mean, that's them just getting their head a little bit above water here. They do survive with a bunch of people still alive, and this is not they can still do it, obviously. FaZe spending a lot of their money in this round.
But there's still another buy behind this. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just buying through the losing bonus. All the plants will help as well. But down the stretch, certainly money in the favor of FaZe for the moment. Although Renegades, this is the first time that they've probably felt secure with their kind of investment in some time. So Olaf is going to be in mid all by his lonesome. 4 players towards the A bomb site. Looks like the brunt of the attack going to come out Palace, and that might be confusing for anything that Renegades try to set up.
Satisfaction. Jacob with the follow-up, and a little bit of assistance from the fire there is going to be getting rid of Nico now. Guardian to take down JKS, but again, they should not be losing this, right? 2 versus 5. Just slow it down and wait for them to try and get one of those bomb plants in. It's Azza to take down Guardian. Good setup there with the flashbang as well going into the sky. And Neo, well, again, there should be no way.
FaZe trying to switch things up and go for a pretty heavy hit, a pretty quick contact play, and that's the problem. One Molotov just ruins that. One player gets out, he's committed into the choke point, the others are blocked off by fire, and you've got one player on stairs just spamming away. Neo has to get aggressive, and actually he did find the timing, but Azza checks it wisely. All tied up, 14-14 once again, down the stretch.
What a joy it is to see Azza playing this well. He's really having a great game right now. One of the best I've seen out of him for really a long time, I feel like.
It's so funny to think of his career and how much potential we always talked about him having, and like the skill was always very apparent. And while everyone else seemed to like lose a step switching into an in-game leadership role, it feels like he's gained one. Like something's happened. I don't know what it is. I don't know how you can explain it, but he's been playing...
Defying the laws of Counter-Strike.
And even being oppressive in terms of his tacticians. Together, him and Casada, I know they both really enjoy working together, but his whole game has stepped up in multiple different ways.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't recall him having like a bunch of bad games even in the past, but this is really quite the performance, isn't it? Just to recap again, 25 kills on Azza, leading the server at the moment. And that's going to tie it up at 14-14. And this buy for FaZe could very well... They have some money on Guardian and Rain, but it's not going to be pretty if they lose this round. Renegades finding just the last burst of energy here towards the end of the match. Is it enough to carry them through? That's the big question right now. Gratisfaction not smoked off. A little bit scared to stick around, and again, because they don't control underpass, he can't stay there forever anyway. Looks like an A crunch, which Jacob, that might be bad news for Jacob, although Neo does go down, but I was going to say they probably will Molotov Jacob in this position.
That's a great pick from Gratisfaction before the pinch can even come in, already getting one player down, but I don't think they're aware of how aggressive Rain is being through this smoke. Good kill from Nico. They needed that to open things up. Look at Rain's position, though. He can backstab, and he's done it. Nico's added one more onto it, and it's only Gratisfaction. He's in CT spawn. Right by the ticket booth with his AWP. The Molotov gonna force him into the open, and he's having a tough time finding a comfortable angle to fight with. And now FaZe Clan, all the time in the world, 45 seconds. They picked up the bomb in mid. They can actually just wander back to the B bomb site if they want, but with so many players here, they realize they can cover the plant, and Gratisfaction is trying to just find one kill to make this worthwhile. He's got the tag, but didn't complete.
So frustrating. They don't even have a smoke on FaZe, but it doesn't matter. He never found anyone to scope up against there. And for Renegades, this is tricky. They have some money to buy behind if they lose these rifles, but again, yeah, committing to a 2 versus 4 retake, just probably not worth it.
They've stuck around. They second-guessed for so long. Look at what they're boxed in. Guardian's going to be in the B bomb site. Rain can cut them off. They have to just stick in CT spawn. There's plenty of flashbangs as well on the FaZe side if that retake was to come in. There goes the op. They desperately needed that. Liaz must survive, but he's going to get flanked out by Guardian. A free kill, and maybe even an op over to Guardian if they can pick that up. And another win from FaZe, and one chance to close out this map and avoid overtime.
I imagine if you're Gratisfaction in holding that for waiting for the bomb plant, you must be so confused. You must be thinking like, how come? First of all, how come no one's peeking for like the first 10 seconds that I'm there? But even when they put the bomb down, nobody's there to cover the guy planting the bomb, right? There are no smokes or anything. I'm just not seeing anyone for like 20 seconds in a row. And he was obviously waiting for it. 15-14, ladies and gentlemen. Round number 30 coming up here. Both the two opening matches here, best of ones, have gone the whole distance. What a great way to begin this wonderful tournament. It's Guardian trying to actually take a shot. He can actually shoot through the ledge there, but he doesn't connect with anyone.
I love this pressure that he's just applied. I love the fact that he's come and done this, because he's used all of the utility that he possibly can, except for the flashbangs. They've used Molotov, they used the smoke, they used nades. That's just, even without a kill, even without damage being dealt, Guardian has made the later stages of this round so much easier for FaZe by taking the utility away. Such a nade advantage for the offense here. 4 smokes, 4 Molotovs, and just every flashbang you could want.
Whereas the picture on the other side for Renegades is absolutely nothing like that. Smoke in the window. They have so little to work with here on the Renegade side. A couple of flashbangs, a single smoke on Lias. He's over at the B-bomb side, and that is not where the action is going to be. Rain to open it up, taking down Gratisfaction, and that leaves JKS entirely alone on the A-bomb side. I have no idea how he would even dream of making it out here. He needs probably a triple kill for this to even be viable, and he's getting shut down from every single angle. It's going to be Nico to open up the bidding on that bomb side. Azza gets zoned out by Olaf Meister, and just like that, FaZe in a great position here. 2 versus 3, and Lias coming in with a FAMAS. Somehow, he can't pick up the second one. It looked like it was going to be possible. 12 seconds now, and Jacob, the bomb goes down, but yeah, he wants to completely reposition. Oh, just faking it out. The sound of it, did they hear it? Nico walking right in, and now on the side, it's Olaf Meister to win the game for FaZe. It took the whole map here, 16-14. I don't even agree. I don't even know we could call it a comeback, but Renegades, they just almost did it.
What a great half, a second half from FaZe on the offense. They figured everything out, and it felt like they caught. There were 3 rounds that stick out in my mind, and all 3 of them are rounds Gratisfaction maybe overextends, but gave up some of those opening picks. With that ADVP, he really felt like he couldn't get anything going, and that's really, really rough. Either way, nice game from FaZe. We're sending it over to Alex and the boys.